class, this is Mr. Taylor introducing section 3.6, which is multiplying decimals, which is actually chapter 3, section 6, which is on page 120, 121, and 122 of your textbook. Starting off with the first problem, we have 1700ths times 3/10. Okay, 1700ths times 3/10. Now, for addition and subtraction, think about the rules for decimals. You line up the decimal points and then bring it straight down and work out the problem. With multiplication, it's a different rule. What you do is line up the digits that take the place of the ones digit, in this case the 7 and the 3. What you're really looking at is 17 times 3. So multiply it out. 21, carry your 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. So we really have 51. Now bring the 51 over. Now what we have to determine is where the decimal point goes. That's where the Taylor Tango comes into effect. The rule is for multiplication of numbers with decimals in is you have to count how many digits are to the right of the decimal point or decimal points. In this case, there's 1, 2. There's 2 digits to the right of the decimal point. Okay, now here the Taylor Tango says that if you take 2 steps to the right, you go down here and take 2 steps to the left, kind of like a dance. You take 2 steps to the right, you take 2 steps to the left. So your answer here, class, is 5100ths. Okay, now let me clear this and let's go over another example. Okay, now problem here is 500ths times 9/10. Okay, now once again, you really are only going to be taking 9 times 5. Okay, so take 9 times 5 is 45. Carry your 4. 9 times 0 is 0 plus 4 is 4. Okay, now we have to determine where the decimal point goes by doing the Taylor Tango. Count how many digits are to the right of the decimal point or decimal points. In this case, there's 2 decimals, so we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, you take 3 steps to the right. You take this, move this invisible decimal point, as I tell my students, 3 places to the left. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Decimal point goes there. Now that's an exaggerated decimal point, but now we have an empty spot. An empty spot needs to be filled in with a 0. So your answer is 45 tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we have 45 thousandths. Okay, now erase and let's do some more practice. Now basically, class, this is just multiplication, but you have to throw in some decimals in there. Taylor Tango should help you out. Now let's look at a larger problem. Let's go 3 and 6/200ths times 4/10. Notice the decimal points do not have to be lined up. By rule, you line up this 2 and the 4 and multiply it out. Worry about the decimal point later. So we're taking really 3062 times 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry your 2. 4 times 0 is 0 plus 2 is 2. 3 times 4 is 12. So we have 12,248. Now we have to determine where the decimal point goes. To do that, we use the Taylor Tango. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're taking 4 steps to the right. Okay, now you move your invisible decimal point, which is here, 4 places to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your final answer is 1.2248, or 1 and 2,248 tens, hundred thousand, 10,000s. 1 and 2,220, 2,248 10,000s. Okay, now notice how I'm spread out and I wrote my numbers large. Good things happen when you write your numbers large and you spread your work out. Silly mistakes kind of take care of themselves because you aren't so cramped. Okay, let's do another one. Give me a second here and I'm cleaning this up. Now you're going to see a problem like this on occasions where you have 4 and 79/100 times n. Okay, now we have a constant times a variable. All right, can't work the problem as is, but if they say that n is equal to 6/100, we could work it out. So substitute 6/100 for n because we're taking 4 and 79/100 times n. Substitute. Multiply across. Multiply. Okay? So we're really taking 479 times 6. You could disregard that 0. So 9 times 6 is 54. Carry your 5. 6 times 7 is 42. Plus 5 is 47. Carry your 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 4 is 28. So we have 2,874. Now, we have to find out where the decimal point goes here in the product. Again, the product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Taylor Tango. We have 4 steps to the right. If we take 4 steps to the right, we've got to take 4 steps to the left. Invisible decimal point goes here, and we need to move it 4 places to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our answer is 2,874 tenths, hundreds, thousandths, 10,000. So 2,874 10,000ths. Okay, now class, this is a brief introduction on how you multiply numbers that have decimals in them. Now, for the most part, we'll have a book assignment, but we'll also have a worksheet. Page, just give me a second, worksheet page 58, which I will have downloaded on the internet for you to check, for you to go over when needed.